Hi everyone, and welcome to the Radical series. So, today I'm going to talk about why we do not feel okay about ourselves sometimes and how to address the belief that I am not good enough. So, I'm going to straight away tell you why do we feel like that. And the first reason is that sometimes it's a borrowed or an acquired belief from our ancestors, sometimes from our grandparents, from our parents, that I am not good enough. It's like I'll give you some very interesting examples that when we were working with our students and we somewhere regress them to even when they're babies or when they are in the womb. And we feel that when we find out that they were not accepted by the family, as in the family was not ready to welcome that child, and the child could actually feel it, especially if the child felt that the mother were not ready to welcome the baby and did not cherish the baby. That's the start of the child feeling that I am a misfit and there's something which is not okay. Or when babies are growing big and they become toddlers, or they going to school, small trivial incidents happen in life which actually are very trivial if you look at it, but for the child can be a very shattering experience. And that's when they can feel unworthy. I'll give you examples that you will be able to relate to, like maybe when you were younger, your siblings told you that, oh, you do not belong to the family because you don't have you don't look like any of the parents, or you don't have the color of your family, or you were adopted. Sometimes you are told by your siblings that absolutely casually that you were bought from the market. This is something common in few of my family that I know very well, and it is casual. But somewhere for the young child, it starts generating the belief that they are not okay. Or you when you were younger, you were compared to your siblings, to your cousins, by your parents or by your teachers, because you didn't do very well in maybe your exams or in sports in school, and you start feeling that you're not good enough. Or you could have had shameful or humiliating experiences while growing up, and that experience made you feel that you are unworthy or you're not okay. Another reason why you feel that is because of guilt. The guilt of violating a rule or a set of rules given by your parents when you're growing up. Like if you've got a very strict set of rules that you have to wake up in the morning, and then you have to go for a walk, and then you have to do this, and there is the health regime, there is a daily routine regime. And as you're an adult, sometimes even if you violate it subconsciously, you don't feel okay about yourself. Or you can have the guilt of violating rules which have been given to you while you were, because of the society you were born in, because of the cultural background, the religious teachings, like you're not supposed to eat a certain kind of food in a certain day in a week, or you can't wear this kind of clothing when you go out. So there are these set of rules in your childhood, and as you grow, if you violate any of them, you feel not good enough and you feel not okay about yourself. And this is at a very subconscious level. The another reason why we don't feel good enough is because we have a strong association of our personal and professional growth with being not good enough. So you look back at your life and you see that because you didn't feel, you felt unworthy or not good enough in your childhood, you constantly want to do things to feel good, to feel worthy. And that's how you achieved a lot in life and you grew. And you then form a deep association of growing with not good enough feeling. And then what happens is that even in your adult life, each time you need to grow professionally or personally, that belief that I am not good enough suddenly becomes active. If you look at yourself, sometimes some of you will understand that this perfection or wanting to be perfect becomes like a carrot. And there is a blind chase. And keep achieving things. But sometimes, even after achieving, you feel that something is missing. Or you punish yourself and you feel like you don't deserve the best because you're still not perfect. And there is a guilt of imagine being imperfect. So this is a very important reason why a lot of us still feel not good enough about ourselves because of the association. And another reason is that some of us, for us, associate confidence with arrogance because it's a very thin line. So a lot of us associate that being very confident is being arrogant. So the fear of being arrogant is so great that a lot of us undervalue and underplay ourselves. And this also can be very subconscious. Sometimes you're not even aware of it consciously. So it is important that all of us work on this not good enough feeling because the repercussions can be very, very negative. As in, if you do not feel okay about yourself, everything that is there in the external environment is a projection of your inside. So imagine if you're not okay with yourself, you're not going to feel okay about others, you're not going to feel okay about your situations, about your experiences in life. The second is, if you don't feel okay about yourself, you will never be able to express yourself or communicate your true feelings to especially people in your relationships. And that can damage relationships. And it's not only about expressing yourself, you'll realize that when you are not okay about yourself, even the communication that you receive from your people in your relationships get dampened because you perceive and infer the communication through your colored glasses. And you can misconstrue the communication. So even if somebody is trying to give you a positive feedback, but because you don't feel good about yourself, you can take it as criticism, judgment. So what you perceive can be very far away from the reality of what is happening. And the last most dangerous thing is this game that you can play with the other person in the relationship, this not okay game. So I'll tell you what happens. It's like you don't feel okay about yourself. So to feel good and to compensate that feeling, what you do is you make the other person not feel okay about themselves so that you can feel superior. And you do that by taking out flaws and being very critical. Now that person doesn't feel okay and he plays the game back with you. So imagine this vicious cycle and this vicious loop that you somewhere get into of making each other feel not okay. And then what happens? Obviously, the person who doesn't feel okay being with you will obviously tend to then move on from that relationship and go to a relationship where there is more value and more appreciation, where there is you kind of treated well. So it's important that we feel worthy. Another reason that we need to understand when we do not feel good enough is that to feel good about ourselves, we want to achieve a lot of things in life. Okay. What happens with that is that if you achieve and people have favorable opinion about you, you're going to feel good about yourself. But if you are by any chance not able to achieve something at a particular set target date, and along with that there are people who criticize you, they judge you, you're going to feel low about yourself. So your feeling good about yourself or your self-worth is determined by external factors and opinions of others. So you live a graph like an up graph and a down graph depending on external factors. So would you really want to live that kind of graph in your life? Or would you want to change it? Another very interesting fact I would like to share with you is that if you start a project, or you want to start a relationship, or you want to start a new job with the feeling that you are not good enough, and when you get that job, or when you get that relationship, or when you get that money, you are going to feel good. It never works like that. Even at the end of the project or the relationship, you are still going to feel not good enough. Because with whatever thought you begin trying to manifest something, you end with the same thought and the same experience and the same feeling. So it's important that somewhere we work towards feeling worthy. Because when we feel worthy, the most important radical postulate is what you do and treat yourself, the others also treat you in the same manner. So if you feel worthy, people are going to also feel the same about you. And the second most thing is, if you feel worthy of achieving, you will find creative ways and ways of achieving it. Remember that the sense of self-worth is the most important factor. It is actually the determining factor to attract what you desire in life. Whether it is love, whether it is money, whether it is abundance, whether it is fame, recognition. So it's like, I'm not saying that what you need to, it's not about not achieving things in life. It's about which space and with what intent are you achieving. If you achieve something with the sense that you're worthy of it, you will achieve it more easily, and actually you will achieve it much faster. It's like, I'll give you an example of money. Now, a lot of us, when we don't feel good about ourselves and don't feel good enough, what we do is we make a financial target. And the financial target could be obviously different for different people. And we have that when we achieve that financial target, we'll feel good about ourselves. And if you look back, you would have done the same for your life. Then you realize that there are two things that can happen. The first is, either you achieve it, but because you started with that feeling that you were not good enough and you were not worthy, even after achieving, you will actually feel the same. And then you set another target. And a lot of times, even before you can achieve the target, your expectations and your goals have already increased. And then you have that blind chase of wanting to achieve, just so that you can feel worthy. Instead, if we can operate from the space of feeling that we are okay, and I'm going to share in the end how we can actually transform from feeling unworthy and not good enough to feel worthy. And you feel worthy of the money, you feel worthy of the abundance. Trust me, you can attract all the money and all the abundance more easily in your life. So, I'm going to now share with you 4-5 ways in which you can actually transform and shift from not feeling completely okay about yourself to feeling okay. So the first is, and the most important, is to neutralize the belief that I am not good enough. And we do it with R5. So all that we need to do is say, I R5 my belief that I am not good enough, and we say it, maybe say it 21 times for 2-3 months for us to neutralize that belief. That's like the beginning step. Then we also, through deeper techniques and deeper tools, we work on those shattered parts of the personality that felt unworthy, that felt that you were not good enough, or felt that you were not okay. The third is to forgive yourself. It's about self-forgiveness. to forgive yourself of all the known and unknown guilts, especially the guilt of violating the rules given by your parents when you were growing up, or the rules that have come from your moral upbringing, from your social and cultural background. The third is, which is also very important, is to disassociate the association of growing with not good enough feeling. So it's very simple. It's just that we say I archive my association of growth with not good enough feeling. And somewhere then stop being so critical and stop having those rigid expectations and that has helped you grow till now. To just drop that somewhere in that blind chase for perfection. And then importantly, to focus on your uniqueness. So somewhere you need to stop comparing yourself with everyone around you. Because that comparison that happened with you when you were a child is not required anymore. You don't need to compare yourself with everybody around you. You need to know that you are unique. And by focusing on your unique qualities, your unique attributes, your unique blessings, your unique gifts, you can enhance your feeling of self-worth. And most importantly, you can stop somewhere focusing on other people and other people's opinion about you. Somewhere we go overboard trying to please people just so that they can have a favorable opinion about us and so that we can feel worthy. So to stop depending on external sources and focus and put ourselves first. And cherishing and appreciating and being grateful to all our experiences. And celebrating every day our achievements and success. And with that feeling that we are worthy of all of this. So today we're going to start the recitation with that will help us transform from feeling not good enough to feeling worthy. And I'd like to tell you one very interesting thing, that a person who's happy is not happy because that person has everything. A happy person is someone who's okay with who they are, with their unique attributes, with their uniqueness, and then they are okay with others and with all that is happening. So let's start the recitation. So request everyone to sit in a peaceful place and close your eyes. And bring your awareness to your body. Take a few deep breaths. And recite with me. I archive my belief that I am not good enough. I archive my belief that I am not good enough. I archive my belief that I am not good enough. I archive my need to feel that I am not good enough. I archive my need to feel that I am not good enough. I archive my need to feel that I am not good enough. I archive my resistance to let go of this not good enough feeling. I archive my resistance to let go of this not good enough feeling. I archive my resistance to let go of this not good enough feeling. I R5 my guilt of making others feel not good enough. I R5 my guilt of making others feel not good enough. I R5 my guilt of making others feel not good enough. I R5 my need to forgive myself. I R5 my need to forgive myself. I R5 my need to forgive myself. I R5 my association of growth with not good enough feeling. I R5 my association of growth with not good enough feeling. I R5 my association of growth with not good enough feeling. I R5 my unworthy feeling. I R5 my unworthy feeling. I R5 my unworthy feeling. I R5 my association of growth with my unworthy feeling. I R5 my association of growth with my unworthy feeling. I R5 my association of growth with my unworthy feeling. I R5 my need to compare myself with others. I R5 my need to compare myself with others. I R5 my need to compare myself with others. I R5 my need to focus on my uniqueness. I R5 my need to focus on my uniqueness. I R5 my need to focus on my uniqueness. I R5 being okay who I am. I R5 being okay with who I am. I R5 being okay with who I am. I R5 honoring myself. I R5 honoring myself. I R5 honoring myself. I R5 my self-worth. I R5 my self-worth. I R5 my self-worth. And the affirmation you can say for a month, 2 months is I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. So when you're comfortable, you can open your eyes